Broadcasting from Miami, Florida.
Check this out.
Let's go.
Welcome to 25-8 The Culture. On who's hot and who's not. Everything hip-hop. Turn it on, turn it up, get it loud. Here we go. You're now vibing with 25-8 The Culture.
Yo, you already know what it is. Your boy DJ Pablo Macri from 25-8 The Coach and your boy D-Wise from the Big Fellas. What it do?
Yo, what's up, everyone? It's your boy D-Wise. You know what it is. You know what I mean? We got some shit to talk about today. Let's get to it. You feel what I'm saying? Mom, let's do it.
Also in the building, my boy, Big Money Boy Lance, man. What it do?
Fellas, you know the vibe. Drink in one hand, smoke in the other. Let's get to it.
All right, man. So this is a new month, a month of February, you know, which they so-called called Black History Month. You know, we got controversial feelings about Black History Month. You know, I feel like Black history is every day. You know, I wonder if we should just get rid of Black History Month because, you know, it makes people feel like you only got 1 month to celebrate, or if Black history should be every day. What's your thoughts, D-Wise?
You know, if things were the way they were supposed to be, there would be no need for Black History Month. If we were being taught in the schools, if they were being taught, our young ones, our kids, our nieces, nephews, if the younger generation was being taught properly, if we were being taught properly, there would be no reason for Black History Month. So I understand the argument of getting rid of it because Black history is a part of American history. All the things that Black people have done for America is super important to the fact where I will stand 10 toes down saying that without Black people being part of America, America would be so far back. You know, slavery, not to dwell on it too much, but slavery was free labor. Look how much was accomplished with free labor. You feel what I'm saying? All the things, the inventions, the style, the swag, the music, everything we've done for the culture has been embedded into American history and has been stolen from, from Black people and act like they didn't exist. So I understand why the importance of Black history is on that fence by teaching you more than just Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Teach about everybody else that had a chance. Teach about not just the Jackie Robinson. Teach about other athletes, other scientists, other doctors, all the other important people that helped build the country and take America a step further. Without them, would not be here. So I get why it's important, and I understand the argument why they want to get rid of it. But until we can embed Black history into all the schools instead of learning about European history. I'd be damned if I didn't learn about European history so damn much, but I didn't hear shit about, the history of the continent of Africa or certain countries in Africa. I didn't hear the history of like Brazil. I didn't hear like all the histories of people of color that live within the world. I heard about European countries and all the European stuff, but I didn't hear anything about Black people and their contributions to America. So I understand why it's necessary. So those are my thoughts on it. And like you can tell I'm passionate about that because I would love for today to be like, you know what, no more Black history because everything's being taught. And the reason I feel this way is because I've had the experience of working with kids in schools before and talking to straight A students. And I brought up the name where everyone here knows the name Malcolm X. I brought the name Malcolm X to a straight A 6th grade student, and he had no idea who he was. That's not his fault. That's the educational system. There's no way in my mind you should be a straight A student in all your stuff and you don't know who that person is. So we got to reteach things and do it the proper way. But until that happens, happy Black History Month. And go out and learn not just about the people you've heard of or seen the movies of, but go open up a book and search the web on the internet and look up other people that helped made this country as great as it is and that contributed to it. And without their contributions, we wouldn't be where we're at today.
Yo, so I'm going to interject right there. I'm going to disagree with you on that just because I feel like we're responsible to teach ourselves about history because one thing that we've learned about the educational system here, it hasn't taught us shit about even for white America about banking, education, and even their own history that they don't know. Sometimes they look at history like, okay, the Ninta, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, and they came here, and then they conquered over the Indians and the Boston Tea Party, and then 1776, they got independence from England, and they're just America the Great. Even when it comes to white Americans, they don't even know their history enough. You know, they'll be like, our first president, George Washington, and yada yada yada. So it's like, whose responsibility is to teach us? Because remember, when you go to a public school, this is government school, government controlled stuff. So it's like, if the government is trying to control us, they're not going to teach us who we are. They're not going to, break down our history. So it's like, you will have to be like, let me see who Malcolm X is, if they even touched on that. Because, I don't remember in school that they ever taught us about Malcolm X. I know they taught us about Martin Luther King and that he had a dream and he was a peaceful activist. But in actuality, the time that Martin Luther King was alive, he was actually one of the most hated people in the country, And the reason why, they glorify him about being a peaceful activist, about we shall overcome, because you know what? They want Black people to be like, hey, if they rebel, we need them to do it in a peaceful way so it doesn't affect us. Because once we start rebelling in a way that we're gonna destroy property, like how I forgot the woman's name. Like, who cares if they burn down Target? And the reason why the laws changed when they were actually rebelling and burning down stuff, which they leave out of the history, that's why the laws changed, because there was burning down stuff, there was rioting or whatever. Like, hey, look, we can't have this happening, so we got to change the laws. And the thing is, like, that is left out of the history books because history is obviously written by the conquerors and whatever like that. So it's like, also too, when we think about American history, we think about it as in slavery. So we only know about Harriet Tubman, how she freed the slaves and brought them up to the North, but we don't really know the true backstory, and also about our African history and also global history. You feel me? When you go back to the Moors and stuff like that, how we circle and navigated and taught the Europeans how to even come to the Americas. It's like, that type of knowledge I didn't learn until I was in my 20s, and really because now the internet was available to me to give me exposure to other brothers that actually sat down and read the books and the knowledge. So I'm not gonna agree that the schooling system was supposed to teach us about Black history or anything, because what has it taught me? It really hasn't taught me anything at all. I've learned more from YouTube Academy and Google University than I've ever learned in school ever in my life.
Well, see, the thing is, when you're not taught that in school, you develop a seniority complex, meaning that I'm better than people. So that's what you have to attack. Because when you hear that Black people start from slavery, and then you get to the mindset, well, I'm not going to learn about anybody else that's not deemed important, but you learn about the European side, or the accomplishments that countries that are white countries have done for America. You start looking at everybody as they're inferior to you. So that's a problem itself. Further your education is one thing, but you have to learn. They tell us in school you learn a little bit of everything, but that's not the case. That's not the truth. Even as far as wealth and other things, I agree with you on that one. They don't teach you about economics. They don't really teach you how to, avoid debt, or if you get debt, this is how you pay it off, or this is how you get a house, or this is how taxes work, and boom, boom, this is what you should do with your savings. They don't teach a lot of things, but with the agenda that as it is already, it develops when you say something of a name of an importance as Black, whatever, the majority of people, and you fool, a lot of people, when you be like, oh, okay, I learned your history, I learned your stuff, I went to school, I studied, I got this diploma, or I have this degree, and it didn't mention anything of the people that look like you. You guys must not be shit, or you guys haven't contributed to society. So that's what starts the mindset of thinking that you're better than somebody. So that's why it's important to discuss what minorities have done for the country. So I can't let that be off the hook. You know what I'm saying? Saying, yes, you do have to teach yourself to get better at things, but you have to open the door. I believe it's their job to open the door and at least touch up on things. Because if you don't, then you'd be like, well, if you haven't done anything, why the fuck this and that? And then when you get outside of the walls, you're not even going to think about, let me further my education to other things, because it was never open to you.
Let me interject again before Lance takes over. When you're trying to oppress somebody, would you give them any help? And I feel like, just like this whole system that we have, like this whole government system is like, you may have government assistance as in, housing, which is, what we call the projects. And and keeping you, by taking care of you in a way that we don't want you to ever try to become something better to then, be in a better environment. So it's just like there's an intentional oppression against not just Black people, but I also feel also white people, because everybody now has become slaves to a certain system or a cattle system to be enslaved to the America cattle system of being now slave wage labor work now as well.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm not saying it's all towards that, but if you were taught certain things, if we're the people and we understand and we know that if we were to stand up, you feel what I'm saying? I've seen so many posts on social media that, they're, all the 5% is playing the game on our backs, and all we have to do is stand up and unite. If you are taught how great people are of all different races and religions and colors, you start understanding that, hey man, you like me, like, you feel me? You start connecting. And then it's not as easy to, as they say, shake up the bottle with all you in it, and then you start blaming the next person. You feel me? The whole Hitler routine. What's the problem? All the Jews. Lack of education. You don't know what's going on. You don't feel what's up. So when someone blames somebody when you're going through hardship, it's a lot easier. Like, yeah, man, fuck them. They're the problem. But if you were taught properly, like, nah, they just like us. Like, oh, actually, they contributed to the country if you want to look at it. Their lives are important just like my lives are important. You can't go in there and mix it up and be like, oh, okay, listen, shit's getting real. Well, you know whose fault it is. If you don't have any education, if you don't understand what Asian culture has done, what the Black culture has done, what Jewish people have done, whatever the different cultures have done, then you're gonna be like, they must be the problem. Because I mean, shit, even in school, I learned nothing about y'all. Y'all must have not did nothing in society. Fuck y'all. Y'all are everything that I heard about. But if you know the truth, you're gonna be like, nah, you're trying to pull a fast one on me. You feel what I'm saying? I know they're just as productive and good people as we are. What the fuck is your problem? You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I come with it.
Big Money Boy Lance, take us away.
All right. I love the fact that how we had a full-blown discussion and we not on the same page, but we passionate about our own positions. So I'm glad I went last here, because I think the truth of the matter is it comes down to us. It comes down to without being overly disrespectful or disrespectful in any way, it comes down to the generation or two that missed the boat. Because we need Black History Month because we wouldn't get that education nowhere else. And if we're going to sit here and blame the school or say we need a longer month, we're not looking at the root of the issue. You understand me? Like, we can research and we hear about other cultures that we hear this is passed down through generations and generations, and this is how they teach each other, and this is how they pass down knowledge. And it's like, when last time you ever was sat down with a older Black guy, or even just an older guy in general, and they would give you the game up front, teach you the things you wouldn't hear about in school? Everybody's not fortunate enough to hear or to have people in their life that can give them those experiences that the textbooks are scared to tell them. It all comes back to educating ourselves. Last time I checked, the school ain't teaching the KKK handbook. You know what I mean? It's not teaching the same finances that we talking about. It don't teach. It's not teaching them, but somehow they still learning it. Somehow that KKK message is still getting passed down. That hatred is being passed down, and it ain't through no damn textbook. So where they getting it from? They're getting it from home. But here we are with Black people saying, oh, Black History Month should be longer. Why, bro? You're Black 365 days of the year. You can learn about Black people all the time. You can highlight something every week. Black History Month can literally be every month. Give your son, your daughter a project. If you're passionate about it, give them a project. Give them a name. Give them something. This not even the old days when we were growing up where you had to write a paper. You had to go look in the encyclopedia. Nah, bro, you got the internet. It's not the same. We have to take the focus of other people and educate ourselves. Nobody taught Indian culture outside of the Indians. No disrespect. They teach their own culture. They teach what's important to them to pass it down. Who is teaching what's important to our culture on a major level to keep passing it down? We keep talking about Black History Month. Oh, but they don't teach about such and such. All right, bro, but you got Black relatives that should know something. That even if they not sitting you down like a classroom setting, you should hear something. Like, bro, why don't you check that out when you get a chance, man? Don't get lost out here in this foolishness and not understanding who you are because you didn't take the time to educate yourself. We can educate ourselves. That's the focus. So I think Black History Month is needed because we've lost focus on educating ourselves. The positive of it is that they keep it in front of us. We all know February is Black History Month, so you're going to get 30 days of pro-Black, whether it's Black programming, Black merchandise, Black-owned products, whatever it is. You're going to get a push, so that always helps. But we have to stop relying on February to be Black History Month and be strong in our own culture. Then we won't need Black History Month. Nobody will give a damn because we will be feeding our culture every day in our youth, and we know he gonna teach it to the next one, and we gonna be strong no matter what a book teaches because we teaching it directly to our people. So Nas said it in what's that record? I Know I Can. You know what I'm saying? Like, go back. They stole the gold. They did this. They did that. This information been here. Educate ourselves, and we don't got to worry about no damn book. I think that's the most important thing to remember. Appreciate it. Let it do what it's supposed to do. But the focus has to be on us, educating ourselves, educating the youth, and making sure that we're getting the message that we want across, because ain't nobody going to tell our story. We know that. We've seen that.
As a people, I believe it's self-responsibility, like you said, that we need to teach ourselves, because it's like, are we upset that we're not learning, like you said, somebody else's culture besides Europeans? Like, do we have Indian month? Do we have Chinese month? So it's like, should those people be upset as well? That are here in America. So should like every other culture, like Italian month, this month, or whatever month, are those people making an outrage itself? It's like they're teaching at home, hey, we come from Sicily and this and that, or we come from, with a first from China and whatever. So like you said, definitely it's self-responsibility that we should definitely be teaching ourselves, and and to take the time out to Google, find the right books that dates back to to the correct history of Egypt and Ethiopia and Africa and how we circumnavigated the whole world and Moors and and so forth. I don't know if you want to D-Wise touch before we move on to the next topic on this, or you good?
No, I mean, I everybody, like I said, I feel like Lance was like the perfect person to go last because he basically, without saying anything, like, I agree with you a little bit, D-Wise. I agree a little bit with you. And I'm not going to try to like win an argument. We all have our minds split, but at the end of the day, you look at three proud Black men that legitimately, I know we all want the best for our people. So I'll just end it on that.
All right. So onto a topic we covered last week. Wendy Williams spoke about a one-night stand, and Method Man, his wife, Tamika Smith, actually spoke up about it. And, she kind of went in, talking about when
kinda.
And you know what? She had every right to. You feel me? It's like, you talking about my family, you talking about a health condition that I have. Let's talk about you. Like, you just got divorced. You also have marriage problems, substance abuse. Like, so like she definitely went in. Like, what's your thoughts?
Go ahead, Lance. I'll go after you.
I don't know. Like, it's cool. Speak up for yourself, defend yourself. I don't never have a problem with that. Wendy got what she deserved. I just don't want to make it. I don't want to make the situation bigger than what it ever should have been, because I didn't think it was a story when Wendy Williams said what she said. Part of reporting is telling what you know, sources. So I just think it's a funny game. Maybe she didn't have to say it. Maybe the wife didn't have to come at her like that. But we're here now. Everybody feels like they did what they had to do in order to defend themselves, and I just don't think it's that big a deal. Honestly, it's not a major story to me. It's just somebody talking a little too much, and somebody feeling like, nah, I'm a person. I'm not comfortable with what you said, and I'm defending themselves. I think it would have been I think it might have been worse if she didn't respond. So it's good to see that she defended herself and there's not no problems in Method Man's household. So strong marriage, hopefully continued happiness and wedding bliss for y'all. Wendy Williams, this is her job. This is what you're gonna get. I'm not gonna feel bad or try to make it any bigger than that.
I mean, I want to say that it's always great when, like I said, Method Man, he has a strong, black woman, speaks her mind and kind of says things on your behalf. Because I feel like she felt that Method Man didn't go in, and she's like, you know what, you don't need to talk, baby. I'm gonna talk for us. And I respect that she did what she did, because she said in her comments, and I'm not quoting it, but basically saying that, I'm tired of taking the high road. I've been doing that the whole time. When you talked about cancer, my family didn't even know about cancer. You came out and, said what you said. When you talked about all these other things going on, we always just let Wendy be Wendy. But now you're getting she was like, I don't understand your angle with this. And she's like, let's talk about how your ratings have been dropping. Let's talk about all the bullshit that, you've always attacked us, and we didn't even come and do a lawsuit. At first, we were going to do a lawsuit, and then just forgot about whatever. So now she's like, let's talk about everything from A to Z. Let's talk about your marriage. Let's talk about your stuff. Let's put everything on the table, because since you're always comfortable with putting our stuff on the table, we're going to put your stuff on the table, because we always take the high road. So I understand what she was doing. She's like, I've had enough. Now you need to know, you talk about us, there's consequences. And you don't have to get physical. She didn't say, I'm going to whip your ass. She just said, no, I'm just going to talk about you back now. You feel me? Now you got to understand that in this media thing, it's a double-edged sword. It can, you can hit somebody with it, but you can get hit right back. So that's what she was doing. I like that she stood up for herself and stood up for Meth. And I love what Leia said. It don't seem like it's going to rock the marriage. I think they're just like, nah, we good. You know what I mean? This happened before me. There's an understanding there. She said all the things. She said what she was inappropriate with. And she said, I'm not taking the high road no more when it comes to you. You've always been disrespectful when it comes to me and my husband and my family. So now I'm getting down with you.
All right, man, on to the next topic. So the fourth Beastie Boy, NYC photographer Rick Powell just passed at the age of 59 from heart failure. He was a legendary photographer, took pictures of a lot of legendary up and coming artists in his time, and he passed at the age of 59.
Yeah, man, RIP to the man. If you go back and look at his catalog, or they'll say when you're a photographer, your portfolio is the best way to say it. He had all these guys, Run DMC, Beastie Boys, Rakim, KRS-One, all the legendary godfathers, as they would say, of hip hop. He was there right before they blew, or right when they hit their, right as they're reaching their peak. He took a lot of those photos, and a lot of these hip hop photos that people have posters of, you know what I'm saying? And his style was in action, while they were in the street, while they were going to the car, while they were moving around, while they were out there. It wasn't like, hey, go get the mink on, let me get the backdrop, make sure you're doing this, pose like this way. It was the natural flow, like you living your life type shit. So his photos were always dope. And it's crazy to say that you lost someone that's we always put the guys up forefront that are responsible for hip hop, the faces you see. But you gotta understand that hip hop got where it was because of the people behind the scenes also pushing it as well. You feel what I'm saying? And so he did that. And if you don't know who he is, look him up. Look at the pictures he's taken. I guarantee you, oh man, he took that picture. You'd be amazed. You feel what I'm saying? So rest in peace to homeboy. And yeah, man, lost a legend of hip hop that was behind the scenes, but his work was definitely necessary and was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. RIP, man. Anytime you lose a legend, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're, I don't want to put myself in this category, but just when you're in the field and you can study someone's art form and how they do what they do. So it's devastating to the culture just because of what he means to it. His work is timeless. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're just the right person at the right time. And I kind of felt like that's what his art is, and that's what he is to hip hop. Who else? You know what I'm saying? With all them artists coming around, whatever the game becoming what it was, and he was right there. His art is clean, it's classic. So anytime you lose somebody like that, it's devastating. So rest in peace. And he'll always be here through his art, and we just wish him the best, his family the best.
All right, so another iconic figure that we lost this week. You know, I won't say he's, you know, is more of hip hop, but he's definitely somebody that you saw growing up as a child from Saved by the Bell. Dustin Diamond, you know, aka Screech. He passed from stage 4 cancer, and what's even more sad about it, like he died at the age of 44, which is just so young. And you know, like, you know, going back, you know, Saved by the Bell is a show that I believe that we all watched growing up. You know, it's not like a hip hop show like Fresh Prince or Martin or something like that, but definitely everybody should know who Screech was and who his what his role was. What I didn't like, you know, when he passed, you know, I felt like media, they covered his life like in a horrible way. Like, you know, they kind of said like he was Screech. And then after that, he just was a struggling actor and a bunch of problems and whatever. So I'm sad that media, like, you know, kind of covered his life like that. But, you know, I want to remember him, because my memory of him is him just being that, you know, that funny, nerdy kid on the show, you know, getting picked on and stuff like that, you know. So, you know, R.I.P.
I don't care. I'm going to say this real quick because everybody knows when I wake up in the morning and I give out one and I don't think I'll be making it on time, by the time I grab the books and give myself a look, I'm in the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. You know what I mean? Like, it's all right because I'm Saved by the Bell. You knew when you heard that song, when you were getting ready for school, because I feel like it always came on when you were getting ready for school or right when you got home from school. You know what I mean? You was with Zach. You know what I mean? Like, it broke down. It put people together that didn't chill together, but it was cool. You had the preppy Zach. You had Mario Lopez, who played Slater, who was the jock. You had the girls there that was getting it. You had the hot fashion. You had. It was a good show. They were all chilling. They were in high school. But when you heard those lyrics, I just said at the beginning, because there's more to it, and I can say all of them. But when you heard that, you knew it was time to watch Saved by the Bell. And you watched 10, 15 minutes of the whole thing, depending on what was going on. And then if you really is an OG, you remember that after that, they went to Saved by the Bell the college years. You know what I mean? Showed you growth. You feel what I'm saying? And they dealt with some topics of their time. You feel what I'm saying? Homegirl got into abused drugs. Like, what? You feel what I'm saying? You know, there were love triangles going on all the time. They didn't understand their emotions. You know, I thought I wanted to be with him, but I really want to be with you. Or I want to make you jealous. You know what I mean? Screech was the guy that the character of Screech passed away, which what's his name? Diamond.
Dustin Diamond.
Dustin Diamond. I'm sorry. He played Screech. I still remember the episode when it was a spaghetti sauce episode, and they like, you know, Zach was the man. He's like, yo, I gotta figure out. Everyone understand. How can we make money from this? He was always the hustler. So you respect Zach. Like, we can make bread from this sauce. This is your grandmother's sauce. This is a recipe. We're gonna get all of it. Came to find out it was an old school Campbell's sauce recipe. So now they came at him with a lawsuit. So he had to, oh, shoot, you said this was your grandma's recipe. It was in her book. Right in the beginning of it, it said Campbell's tomato sauce recipe. You know what I mean? So there's just so many classic episodes. And, you know what I mean? It was a great show. You hate to see the young, because he's young in his 40s. That's still young. You hate to say something like that guy. His character will always mean something to the culture of anybody. I feel like everyone watched that. Even though it's like, you know, white, you had a sister represented there, you had a Spanish person represented, and the school they were in, but you always like, you know, you could connect with somebody, even if it wasn't their culture, you connected through what was going through. You know what I'm saying? Slayer was about to get up and go. I remember he was the jock. He didn't want to leave the school. He had to legitimately be a man in front of his dad for the first time ever, and his dad respected him for it. So there was just so many messages and so many things that was going on that you could connect with it. So I feel like I'm going to watch the show. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, R.I.P. to him. Screech always made me laugh. It taught you friendship because no matter what, Zach Morris was who he was, but Screech was his mans, and he might have did a couple wrong turns, but he always made sure he took care of his mans. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up. Good messages, good show, and rest in peace, man, because you definitely made me laugh.
Yeah, definitely. Screech is an iconic character. You know what I'm saying? Saved by the Bell is an iconic show. So anytime you're in one of those positions where you're a part of an iconic ensemble, like it would be like losing somebody from Friends or losing a cast of Martin or something like. He's part of something iconic, so it's crazy. But 44, and he was going in to get treatment. They said that he was getting treatment, but it wasn't long after you got the information that he passed. So, man, rest in peace. The show was great. You were great in the show. And that's basically it. Because I know he had a little downward spiral after a while. He did a little reality TV, but that's not what we had to talk about. We just want to honor the man and the positive of his life. So, rest in peace. You'll always be remembered. They'll always know that show. They talking about doing reboots and all this other shit. So, yeah, rest in peace, man. You'll always be alive in that character.
All right, on to the next topic. Jeff Bezos steps down as CEO and transitions to executive chair, whatever that means. So, what does this mean? Does anybody really know?
Yeah, it means that he went from being the number one guy to being the number two guy. like, you know what I mean? I don't want anybody to panic. He's still got control. He's still, they're still going to listen to him. He's not going to be there on the everyday handler. The other guy who stepped up is now the number one guy. He's still got juice. He's still got influence. And just because he dropped that on his status, don't think he let go of his stocks. Because that's what really matters. If you got all the stocks and you can be like, hey, you're in charge right now. You know what I mean? Let him mess up. I guarantee you. Bezos like, yeah, that didn't work. I'm back. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But he said he wants to focus on other endeavors that he has in his mind, mainly to help. I believe one of his endeavors was to help certain communities get access to like better food and clothing and things like that, like, to help lower communities. And he has like a journey that he wants to take. And he said being the number one guy would take away a lot from his time. Good to your endeavors. I know nothing's going to happen to Amazon. Like I said, he'll pull the carpet under the guy if he messes up. But I hope a person of his caliber and with his understanding of business and what he's built, he picks someone that's going to be on point. I don't think we'll notice a difference and let everything run smoothly. And when it's all said and done, he's still a multi-billionaire, and he's still getting a paycheck from being like the number two guy. So it's all good.
I think it's just it's a money move, a power move. If the man say he don't want to run day-to-day operations, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? The man can retire tomorrow, not lift another Amazon package paper, read an email. It don't matter. His sons couldn't spend all that damn money. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I just think we get caught up. I think we get caught up because we're in this 24-hour media circus where everybody wants to drop some information, and we make stories out of things that aren't big deals, unless there were some rumors talking about he was brought in for questioning behind some, I don't know what it was. It was trading or something they did at Amazon, and maybe he's getting out of position to avoid that kind of drama. But if it's a typical power move. It's what people in power do. They step down, so it's not an embarrassment to the company, but it's not a big deal. Like you said, Amazon's gonna run. Your packages will still be there. Your medication and all the other bullshit they doing now is still gonna run. If Jeff Bezos gets hauled off in some fucking handcuffs, now we got something to see or something to talk about. But for us stepping down, I don't think it's a big deal, unless you got a smoking gun.
So on to the next topic. So this one to me was the funniest one on the docket. Lil Uzi Vert gets a fucking diamond tattoo in his face. I think it would cost like $25 million or $250 million. No, it's probably $25 million. I think 250 or 25.
$24 million.
$24 million. First of all, shit is fucking ridiculous. It's fucking stupid. Now you literally got a fucking bounty on your fucking head because niggas gonna be coming literally after your head to freaking rip that shit off your freaking face because they want that pink fucking diamond that probably costs a bunch of money so they can, I don't know, go pawn that shit or freaking, try to get some type of clout. So I just think it is retarded. And the memes out here just ridiculous. I like how Tory Lanez was out here. He just like kind of taped a cross diamond to his head. And then he was like, I just got an implant. And the person that implanted is the nigga that did my hair. Like, that was kind of funny. But, I just think this shit is just too retarded, man. Like, I don't know if rappers are just running out of crazy things to do. Is like they already got every car, they already got their face tatted. It's like, yo. Also, too, I know Sauce Walker. He also has like a diamond tattoo, but that was $250,000, and it's not as ridiculous as this one. Because maybe having like a little diamond here that costs $250,000 compared to $25 million, which he says this is his most expensive asset that he owns, more than his vehicles and his other jewelry and stuff like that. So I'm like, yo, this nigga's gonna have to always have like 24-hour security, because I could just see somebody just snatching this shit off his face when he's not with security or something. And then, I don't know, I just think this was a very bad idea.
$24 million pink diamond insert into your fucking head. Niggas is making fun of him saying he wanted to be the real Vision for Halloween. Like, this nigga's really tripping right now. I pray that, because we're doing big things and we're doing great things and investing our money properly, and we're getting bigger and better. Thanks to all the fans that watch us, that when we blow up, I pray that these two other niggas beside on the screen be like, girl, that is the dumbest shit ever. Do not do that. Like, where's his mans to be like, what the fuck is on your mind right now, son? Like,
on the payroll.
What is you really doing, kid? Like, that's just dumb. And like, even to the fact where like, yo, I would love to say, yeah, someone's going to take it from him, but the shit's insured. You're not going to bring a pink diamond to the pawn shop that's worth $24 million. It's going to be, there's probably a laser, there's all diamonds now, they have serial numbers on the insides. There's no fucking way. You can't even take it apart. Like, you just wasted your money. That's the way it was. You wasted $24 million for what? And you even said, you made a joke like, dang, if this shit moves a certain way, it can get infected and cause bleeding to come in. Like, what made you think it was a good idea to have a pink fucking diamond on your head for the rest of your life? See, this is the shit I've been talking about. Like, yo, you might have thought it was a good idea, but you're really going to look in the mirror and say, this is the dumbest shit ever in 10 years. There's no win to this. You feel what I'm saying? I don't even know, man.
Another thing, too, I'm just thinking about the doctor that implanted it. He's probably like, look, you pay me, I'll do whatever you want. I'm pretty sure he's done probably other crazy stuff for other people, piercings on certain parts of your body or whatever, just because you pay me. You feel me? I'm pretty sure one of us would have stitched that diamond on his face too for whatever amount of money he was gonna, But shit is retarded. But but the crazy thing is the influence this guy probably has on the culture, that other people maybe be getting some, cubic zirconium diamonds, doing some at-home Frankenstein shit, just trying to be like the nigga.
Yeah, I would really hope that one don't catch on. Like the little kids rocking the gum foil when grills first came out. You was a little kid, you wanted to have your grill. I really hope not. Okay, it's good to be rich. I think that's the number one lesson to take from this. $24 million. The diamond's gorgeous, though. If we're only speaking the diamond, it's a beautiful stone. But surgically implanting it into your face is truly some rock star out of this world shit. And that's how Uzi carries himself. And I'm not finna sit up here and bash the nigga because I don't got $24 million to throw on my face. I could say he look like the hood Vision and shit and all that. Like you said, the memes are hilarious. They got people talking about next time I see Uzi Vert and they got Thanos pulling the stone out of the nigga's face. Like, that shit's hilarious, but it's good to be rich, man. It's good to be fucking rich, bro. I don't know, man. These fucking celebrities, they come up with some new hot shit all the time in their mind. And then, like, he was in the studio, like, flexing with it, like, so he was like, and I'm just like, yo, bro, like, I guess it's good to be rich. It's good to be Uzi. It's outrageous, but what are you going to tell a man that has $24 million to throw away? You know what I'm saying? So can't nobody say nothing to that nigga. Ain't nobody on his staff going to say something. Here, take $1 million. Shut the fuck up. What you going to say to the nigga? So it's some wild shit, but I'm sure in a year or so it'll be some new wild shit that we see.
Yeah, the thing is, like, when you got money, man, I don't know, do some cool shit like Richie Rich did. Like have a roller coaster in your backyard. Do some Michael Jackson shit.
That's
you feel me? Like, spend that $24 million and have like your own Neverland Ranch, Richie Rich shit, a McDonald's inside your house, a Starbucks in your house, a water fountain that got Kool-Aid. Like, I'd rather see you do that shit. You feel me? I'm like, damn, you had the water fountain.
I was only like, I guess every little nigga wanted the water fountain that shot Kool-Aid.
Like, you feel me? Like, I'll be like, that's cool. And you know what? That shit don't cost 24 mil. I'm pretty sure that water fountain with the Kool-Aid, does not cost 24 mil. It probably costs you maybe like 10,000. And you know what? Niggas would think you real cool. They'd be like, such and such rapper, he got a water fountain in his house that shoot out Kool-Aid. Like, you feel me? You did not need to get a diamond to boost your following, to grab attention, to whatever. That was just way too much money. Like, you feel me?
Facts.
But I don't know, man.
Throw us 100,000. Throw us 100,000. We ain't gonna say nothing bad about you again. You see how fast that works? It's good to be rich.
I will say that I have seen this guy do some good things with his money too. So like, I know he knows better. That's what kind of fucks with me too. Cause I think everyone saw the video when, yo, lil Uzi Vert, man, can you pay off my student loans? Nigga looked at him and said, you know what? I could do that. I need a copy of your transcript. Send it to here. This is the email address. You give me all that shit, I got your loans. You feel me? Like, so I have seen him do good. So when you do good, I see you do, like, he's done other good things in the community. So it's like, it hurts that I know he knows better. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And he still did that because with that 24 mil, like, we got homelessness. That's a real issue. He could have put a debt in something. He could have invested money in crypto. He could have like helped these schools that are like about to lose their music programs and go fund it. Like, there's so much more he could do with his 24 million. And I don't get mad at ignorance when they don't know any better. I'm like, you didn't know any better. You know what I mean? You shit, nigga. You didn't even know. You weren't supposed to be here. Like, you were living in a fucking 1-bedroom apartment with 12 people. Like, you never had money. Like, I get that. But when I've seen you make strategic good moves and then you fuck up, I kind of like hold you responsible. Like, come on, son. You knew this wasn't a good idea.
How crazy would it be, like, when he's ready to remove this diamond, that it's just gonna be like a collectible, like, like, oh, the resale of this diamond, just because it wasn't his face, will be triple or quadruple the price because people want it. Just like if you could have the Thriller jacket from Michael Jackson's music video to actually have the diamond that was in lil Uzi's face, because like, yo, God knows how big he may become, So that would be even crazy. Like, he'd be like, oh, niggas was laughing that I spent $24 million. I got to rock this shit for a couple years and resell this shit for fucking double or triple the price. But that would be pretty crazy.
The diamond itself, because it's a flawless pink diamond, is going to go up in value. You know what I'm saying? That's how diamonds usually go. So,
the color cut,
and that it was his shit. So.
Thanks for rocking with the show. I'm your boy, DJ Pablo Baggerby from 25-8 The Culture. Peace.
All right, y'all. DY is out of here. 1. Hey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You already know we do it for y'all. We appreciate everything. You saw that we're at we're growing to 130 subscribers. That's because of y'all. And we see the last videos, we're getting all these views. Thank you for all the love. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all. Keep watching, and we're here to talk about the best shit ever. You know what I'm saying? The uncomfortable, the not easy, and of course the necessary. Thank y'all.
Lance Draper, and like my Hennessy, I'm out.